Yeah, because it's just a combo that I've been seeing. I think with the gamers with borders going on, gamers without borders, I think that tournament where Boom were actually running this Storm Abaddon in the first phase, and now it's starting to trickle down in some other games. And I just was really intrigued because Storm, I don't hate it at all. First phase, we're seeing a big, in a lot of games, Storm has been picked up, especially to answer the Coddle, but just the Abaddon is an interesting pairing. So like you said, I mean, it's going to be nice with the lane versus the Coddle. I suppose my read on is just, now it's like you always are trying to blow up the Storm. You want to jump in, bring him down before BKB, but at least now having this defensive support just to maybe get the Storm's abilities off and go from there. Or maybe there's also just a little bit more value on the Abaddon. Like, this is a hero that's a pretty strong laner, has that saving factor, can kind of help take towers. I wonder what the build is. Do you imagine it's just Vlad's for the Abo?
Might be. The Wraith Pack actually now does make a lot of sense, especially if you're playing against the TA. She jumps in with the blink, you put the Wraith Pack down, and suddenly the TA is like, why aren't people dying? Also, one more thing to emphasize when you're playing a Abaddon with the Storm. Well, Storm likes to have a save support. The problem is, let's look at the save supports. Dazzle, Oracle, Wisp. Wisp is okay with the Storm, but the problem is they Bane with the sleep. The problem is if they get too close to the fight, if the Storm goes super deep, they put themselves in a position that they don't want to be in. Abaddon, on the other hand, he has no problems running in where the action is, and that's why he's the perfect hero to combo up with the Storm in terms of saving capabilities.
All right, we'll see how both teams are able to set themselves up for the second phase. We got the Lilgun side, a lot of emphasis on the carry band, just really looking to protect the Templar Assassin, Dusat, Terrorblade, and Razor, both banned out for Lilgun. And for the side of NGX.SEA, the Quap and the Wraith King. So I'm intrigued because I think this is going to be a Sanctity TA. I cannot remember 423 playing this hero. They can, often Lilgun will even swap the lane, so like Sanctity can play in the safe lane, 423 can go mid, so that is always the possibility for Lilgun.
Yeah, and with you mentioning that, then we see the Huskar ban. 423 would play the Huskar. They would put the Huskar wherever the Storm goes, mid or the off lane, and then you would have the TA just be on the other lane. I do believe that Sanctity is the one that is going to be playing the TA. I am pretty sure that every single time that Lilgun does play it, it's him on the hero, and he does know what he's doing. The problem, of course, again, the stats are not on his side, and Grimstroke, he made it through the second phase and not going to be ignored any longer. AM? Do we see an AM now?
It's not a bad game for it. TA is my only concern, but
10 seconds remaining.
You can now...
5 seconds.
You can now, yeah, if you pick AM here, you just use the third phase to ban out some heroes you're worried about. You're going to go into the Faceless Void instead. Not a lot of damage to put in the Chrono, really only the Sharpshooter for the moment. I don't put Storm on that like S tier or A tier of mid laners to be able to pair with the Chrono damage.
You know, we talked about it yesterday. I don't look at the Faceless Void any longer as the hero that you need to combo up with the other spells that go well in the Chrono. Having the Abaddon, in last time we watched the Faceless Void, he had the Lich, so having the Abaddon, he can jump in with the Aphotic Shield, it makes him tanky enough, he naturally builds into a Scotty, which is great against the TA, and he starts dishing out damage. When his BKB starts going low, he uses the Chrono, he finishes off heroes, and that's how you want to play. Sure, pickoffs in the early stages of the game, but when you get the items, you don't need to use the Chrono to at the start of the fight. You use the Chrono towards the end of the fight, when everything is when everyone is getting clumped up, thinking, okay, now we can escape, or now we can focus the hero down. That is when you put the Chrono down, and that is when you turn the fight in your favor. So I think yesterday we saw that people in Southeast Asia, it used to be only VT Faded who could play this hero like so good, but now everyone is kind of picking up the idea of how to approach the hero, and I'm actually fine with the lineup that they do have with the Faceless Void.
See, looking for the last pick on Lilgun, Puck and Naga banned out, so feeling like they lacking some ways to deal with the illusion and control to catch up to the Puck. I'm really intrigued. I don't know how they
5
lane it.
seconds
What, a
remaining.
TA Grimstroke lane, TA Coddle? I think you have to put the TA mid and just go for like a melee hero that can utilize the Inkswell. Oh, yeah, how are they going to play their
Does make
lanes?
sense. Does make sense. We'll see. We'll see what they pick right now. I wouldn't mind seeing a PA here, to be honest. The Faceless Void doesn't naturally like to go into an MKB. He wants that Skadi before it. Maybe the PA is too greedy. Though, you know, the PA, before she gets her Battle Fury, can actually fight. And that is pretty much while the TA is farming. You get her Battle Fury around 14-15 minute mark. That's pretty much once the TA gets the Deso can go for a blink, and then you can start playing that way. But they go for the NP. That is actually quite solid. You can put that in the mid lane. You can put it in the safe lane. It doesn't really matter where you're gonna lane it. So now you can definitely make that decision once you see the hero of Nigma Galaxy, who in my mind definitely need some damage.
remaining.
They do need something to bring people down. Actually, Centaur does
5
come to mind
seconds
as a solid pick, but it is a hero that we don't see too often.
I feel like you need wave clear on NGX.SEA. I'm very concerned about they're not going to be able to take a fight where they have everyone. This is a region that doesn't value the Underlord as much, but I'd really like an Underlord. I think it gives you ways to deal with lanes. You can Fiend's Gate to get back to the fight. The damage over time is very good versus TA. A little bit of control. I don't think they'll go down that
Great
route.
against the Sand King.
Yeah.
Great against the Sand King as well. That's actually a great choice. You'll go for the
You may now
Tide.
select
Mizu
your
loves
hero.
this hero.
That's an okay. Yeah, that's an okay wave clear as well. Though I'm not certain if I love it. You know, the Phantom's Embrace is something that you're always afraid of. The Aphotic Shield doesn't help you in that regard. You also, I mean, in the laning phase, you should be okay. Be the TA, be the NP, you should be fine. I don't know. I feel like Enigma Galaxy are going to be lacking damage now. You have the Hoodwink to delete one hero, but the thing is, if the Faceless Void and the Storm first, then the Faceless Void, if they don't have a good game, if they don't have a good start and are unable to kill off these supports at the start of the fights, I'm just not so certain. The NP and the TA, they get BKBs, they don't die inside of the Chrono, they don't die to any of the damage that you're dishing out to them. And Lilgun, I mean, they have so many things to play with. Even though you're going up against the Abaddon, just the Soulbind on the Storm and the Faceless Void that cannot be removed, and the Silence is going to be good enough for you to be able to dish out the damage, which you have a ton of. Epicenter, Inkswell, Keeper of the Light spells, and of course the Nature's Prophet and the TA, their physical damage is not to be underestimated.
Yeah, I think you picked a hero that's able to deal with the Nature's Prophet in the lane and can have some wave clear, but is still very immobile, and it's a big cooldown. Like for NGX.SEA, you are very reliant on Alacrity making plays, pairing with Yokam, getting kills with these two across the map and going from there. Because what are you going to do with Ravage on cooldown, with potentially Chrono on cooldown, and if In Your Dream's behind? Because Lilgun, they're going to really push the tempo. You get first ages, you're going to take over the map, you're going to have Nature's Prophet shoving out different lanes, you're going to be forced to go there, all of a sudden another lane's going to be pressured to your tower. I just feel like Lilgun, this lineup, like, this is... I really like it. I feel like we might finally see the TA win on Radiant.
Yeah, that seems so to me as well. Also, one other thing to add is, even if Nigma Galaxy would manage to slow down this game, which is highly unlikely, but if they would manage to do it between that 11-minute mark and the 17-minute mark, when the Sand King is just gonna be going around trying to kill everyone, even if you do manage to do it, the first one to hit the timing is gonna be Lilgun, and that is the case. So Sanctity will be getting his items and being battle ready before the Faceless Void, before the Storm Spirit. The way, of course, since we both favor Lilgun, it's time for us to look at how do Nigma Galaxy win this game. And there is a way. So during the duration of that time when Lilgun should be killing people, you need to use your ultis on every cooldown. So pretty much you have the Chrono, you get it for a kill. It doesn't matter if it's a support, but with every hero being off the map, Lilgun will be delayed a bit more. Alacrity and the Hoodwink should be playing together once they have the Sharpshooter. Again, kill a support, it doesn't matter. And then once the support is dead, you posture aggressively. With you doing that over and over again, it needs to be done over and over again for pretty much 10-15 minutes in the mid game. You delay the game, you delay the timings, and if you delay the timings of the Nature's Prophet and the And the TA, if you get to a point where your Faceless Void can kill either one of them in the Chrono alone, you're actually gonna be capable of winning the game. So Enigma Galaxy, not an easy game for them execution-wise, but it is there is a path to victory.
The battle begins.
And we'll just see if they're able to execute. I feel like it's... Oh, dude, Boom Booey with his treant blocks. Hang on a second. 4-2-3 is putting the style points on early. Boom Booey's might go all the way back to base. He's got the brown boots, so he's going to be relatively speedy in his attempt.
Yeah, a pretty fast hero. The problem, of course, is you're playing against the Sand King Coddle lane. We already talked about it, how the Sand King loves playing with these heroes that can shove in the lanes, because he can't last hit that well on his own, and he's very weak level 1. But with the Abaddon not being there, that means that the worst time for the Sand King, the level 1, is when he's gonna be untouched. So definitely not a great start to the laning here for Enigma Galaxy, and considering that we talked about they need to be delaying the timings as much as possible, well, usually the first wave doesn't mean much, but with a hero like a Sand King, it is actually a big deal.
I think both sides have very strong off lanes. I think 11 and Kishka with this combo should really have a good time top. I know Boom Booey can do much. I know you mentioned about the Abaddon just kind of running at the Coddle and being a nuisance with the blast, but whenever I see the Coddle paired with someone with a stun, it's so difficult. You just land this combo, it's so much damage, almost an overwhelming amount of damage, and if In Your Dream doesn't get the Time Walk sustained, then I don't know if he can really play this lane. So it's probably on Boom Booey to just consistently be able to give him the regen and keep him afloat. And then bottom lane, I think this is a really strong lane. You've got the Tide with the Hoodwink. A bit surprised, honestly, Mizu didn't go for a point in Gush. I know we saw the Anchor Smash for the Bounty Rune fight, but their level 2 on Hoodwink and Tide is really strong, and if Ace is ever out of position, he will die.
And also, one thing to point out is that the Nature's Prophet didn't start off with the Blightstone. Considering you're playing against the Tide, who is a very low armor hero, we can see that he came prepared. Mizu didn't want to go on zero armor so that they can push him out just with the right clicks. So he got the Ring of Protection, but 423 just doesn't get the Blightstone. He thought that the Magic Wand is more important, and might actually be the case. Okay, that was a weird sprout.
I'm sorry. Did you just want it for the Tango?
No, he's saving the planet, planting trees.
Ah.
And, you know, that is the approach.
It's a
You can
big
see that
brain.
he likes nature. Yeah.
And understandable. 4-2-3, I get it.
That was good of you.
You're a man of the environment.
True. So if you can plant a tree, it's always gonna be good. You might not enjoy its shade, but you know it's still gonna be a good thing in the long run. Either way, we get a slow start to the laning stage. I kind of feel like kill potential is very limited on every single one of these lanes. All of the heroes are pretty much good at harassing. None of them is good at finishing down heroes. We kind of can look towards the bottom lane where the Inkswell and a Treant going for a Hoodwink can maybe get you the kill, or maybe the Tidehunter with the Gush can secure a kill, but no Gush on Mizu means that both of these teams kind of want to be passive. So I think we're going to have a very, very boring, quote-unquote, laning phase where there's not going to be any blood.
Oh, Boombui, that would have been nice to be able to kill off the Corey with 11 boots, but unfortunately he's not able to catch up, so they are definitely getting out of the stage where I was a bit worried. They also get the Sentry, which was... I guess it's honestly Radiant are probably happy with that. As long as you take away Dive's Sentry, even if you lose your own now, it means 11 can posture whenever there is a hard pull.
And look at Boombui, he's just on top of Kishka every single time. He wants to block the Ancients. Okay, nicely done, and he's gonna body block this this other camp. Man, you know when us gamers kind of get mad about people saying that games make you aggressive? I kind of feel like it's true in my case, because every time I watch Dota, I'm just hoping for someone to die. It's it's definitely an impact of video games, wouldn't you say?
I mean, you're a caster though. That's the thing. I think it's a little bit skewed.
So it's not about so casting video games makes you aggressive. Okay.
Well, I'd say so. You just want action. You want blood. You want to be able to talk about things where we can have fast-paced Dota. I guess, well, when you're playing, you kind of want action as well. Although sometimes a carry player, you know, you like to you mindlessly be farming, stack up the camps, you get the farm going, try and get that GPM maxed out.
I'd say this is one of the most interesting games that I've seen. You see, pretty much it's 1 versus 1 on all 3 of the lanes, and it's 1 versus 1 between the supports in the woods. So we pretty much have 5 lanes where people are fighting each other, or if you could call those lanes. But Boombui, he could be in trouble. Finally, no action, no death, only a threat for now.
It could be mid lane where the action's going to be. They're converging on the location. Cam is underneath the observer ward. Looks like he's pinging out. So they do have a thought that there is a ward nearby. It's soon to expire. Only 10 seconds left. So a bit of an interesting ward location. Oh, top lane. Hang on. 11 might be in trouble. Boombooing in your dream. Beating into the Sand King. And unfortunately for him, there's going to be no escape. As there we go. In your dream finds our first blood.
Yep. As soon as the Sand King gets left alone, these two are a problem for him. If he can't burrow strike to the low ground, it's a problem. But mid lane,
oh no, Alacrity. There we go, NGX.SEA. 2 kills in quick succession. Alacrity is able to find the second, and he's hoping for a power root. Unfortunately, he will not be able to find it as it spawns up top with the invis on Sanctity.
So I like that Enigma Galaxy are understanding who their playmaker is. It's not hard to understand, but they know that the Storm needs to have a perfect lane. So this is the guy that needs to be killing the Coddle and the Grimstroke throughout the entirety of the game. Pretty much should be happening before minute 15, because that's when the Shard and the Grimstroke comes out, and it becomes much harder to finish these heroes, because they're gonna have a pseudo save on the Grimstroke. So you want the Storm to be as strong as possible, and the supports are probably going to be playing around him with trying to get as least as experience away from him. So that could be a problem for the Hoodwink, who could be struggling getting that level 6. The Abaddon, on the other hand, doesn't care that much.
Mizu's going Meteor Hammer. Like, hold that thought as Boombui on the goddamn Abaddon shenanigans, but he's soon to have 4 heroes on his location. You could argue space, you could argue giving a kill over to 4-2-3. Can 11 get this with only 3-point Sandstorm? It's going to take quite a lot of time.
Actually, he can. It's going to take time, but you can. With 3 points in Sandstorm, you're actually quite okay farming the Ancients. You'll take almost no damage, and the creeps will die at some point. Even the Granite Golems will not be spared. Either way, I want to talk about that Meteor Hammer that the Tidehunter wants to go for. Actually, I kind of like it. The thing is, the enemies are going to be pushing in the towers, and once you TP as the Tidehunter, the Nature's Prophet can just go on another lane, whereas if the Tidehunter has the Meteor Hammer, you can actually bring down towers on your own. So as I said, it's all about delaying here for Enigma Galaxy, and sometimes it's if you TP to defend, you in a worse position because the enemies are gonna get everything and you're gonna get nothing. Oh, mid lane.
Sanctity might be in trouble. Bushwhack's gonna be able to burn off the Refraction. Alacrity combines together with his duo supports to find their 3rd kill of the game, and that's a big one. Shutting down Sanctity, the lowest net worth out of all the cores. Was not expecting that from a TA.
Yeah, they're slowing him down. They're definitely doing a good job. And Lilgun, I have to say that instead of them being super aggressive, I guess they have to wait for the blink on the Sand King. The 11, he got a Tranquil Boots. That is very weird. That's a wasted gold if you ask me, which could cost him like a minute or 2 on the blink. Bottom lane, there's gonna be a fight.
Oh, 11 misses the Burrow Strike. Now they can jump. They saw Kishka with the location of the blast, so the Coddle was gonna be killed off. 11's going to try and close the distance over the epicenter. They'll have enough damage to get the kill. Missy with the threat of the Ravage. There we go for the last second, but Alacrity is out of mana. So the Ravage gets one of the kills. Missy hoping this is enough space for him to retreat to the safety of the tower, but they actually want to double back. Radiant, they are aware of In Your Dream TPing down. They had the lane ward. So the threat of the Chronosphere, they're going to drop it only onto 1, but there we go. The Meteor Hammer follow-up dropping down on the head of 11. And they should be able to find him in the Sandstorm. They're lacking the detection. 11 not killed off for the moment. He might end up falling to the time dilation, and he does, as In Your Dream. Only 1 point in the W, but that's all he... Hang on a second, Kishka? Just solo kills Alacrity. That blast. Ridiculous amounts of damage, but Alacrity's going to be okay. Now Kishka.
Man, he's fast.
Yeah, what the hell? This here is a race car.
They want to take the tower down so that the TPs can't come in, because it could be very dangerous if they try to dive him right now, though. Kishka is just doing such a great job. This camel is just so fast. So, Enigma Galaxy will try some other lane.
Sanctity's in trouble. Meaty Hammer just on the edge. No way. Can now deal with the refraction, but the damage isn't enough, nor the control, so Sanctity's able to step out of danger. This is huge, though. Look at that. Lilgun, they took the T1 tower, so 4-2-3. Already, this is going to be an incredible orchid timing, but you take top, you defend bottom. Now it unlocks the map even more for Lilgun.
True, but Enigma Galaxy are playing perfectly. They're using their spells literally on cooldown. As soon as the Faceless Void could fight, he came in with the Chrono. As soon as they could use the Ravage, they used it. And they're gonna have it fairly early on. They managed to trade the towers, despite being in a big deficit, I would say. And now 11, look at him, 11 minutes in, he doesn't have the Blink Dagger just yet. Why? Because of the Tranquil Boots. If he had the Blink right now, it would be quite nice. But mid lane, there's gonna be a fight. And Ace goes down Alacrity. That's another one in the bank for him.
Yeah, 4-0-2 on the Storm Spirits, having a very good game. Third in net worth, going to be working towards the BKB as we see NGX.SEA considering grouping up. Maybe Mizu can be a bit of a nuisance here with the Meteor Hammer and start to do some poke damage into the tower.
Keep away.
I'm so impressed with the item. Usually you would think, what am I gonna get with the Tide? But the Meteor Hammer makes so much sense. You're playing against a Phantom's Embrace. When you're playing against a hero that can silence you as a Tide, you don't want to be going for the tanky Tide build. You want to be going for a Blink Dagger. And the Blink Dagger Meteor Hammer makes so much sense. The Meteor Hammer is gonna be useful until, if we're pushing, until you are actually quite easily killed by the enemies. And then once you get the Blink, you're always gonna have that Blink initiation. The Meteor Hammer falls, your Void can do the damage, and then that Chrono comes out towards the end of the fight. I'm really liking how Enigma Galaxy are itemizing and how they are playing. This is looking really good for him.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
They're in prime position at the moment. They don't have the net worth lead, but definitely with how they're playing, the first 12 minutes has got to give you a lot of confidence if you are an NGX.SEA fan. But we also see for Lilgun, you know, they are in a position to convert on this start for themselves. They've got the Orchid onto 4-2-3's Nature's Prophet. 11 has the Blink Dagger as well, so they might look to jump on Mizu. Well, Mizu, the teammates are a little bit too split away for the Tide Hunter, and there we go. The Magic Burst, too much for him to handle as he pops to the blast.
Now when the Tide is dead, they need to ramp up the aggression. They have the Orchid. Both Faces
They're
Void
gonna
and
go
the
in.
Storm are
Alacrity?
easy targets.
Okay, gotta be cautious. Not gonna get the kill, and now with the mana expended, this tower will go down.
This is the timing for Lilgun. They take down this mid lane tower, and then you can easily push out the waves. With Enigma Galaxy not being able to take that mid lane tower, it's gonna be very hard for them to do so, especially now when you know that your Tide Hunter is killable. I think this was a mistake coming out from In Your Dream, not coming to help with that tower. If his right clicks were there, they wouldn't be there in time. Ooh, Alacrity just gets out barely.
Very close for 11 to get that connection. We see how scary it can be, and they are
Dire's top tower is under
at
attack.
prime time as well to be able to hit this shard on the Grimstroke at 15 minutes in. Ace 12 is getting a decent amount of farm. It's 0-3-3. He's got 13 last hits for himself, but if they can keep finding these towers, then it definitely will put him in a position where it will give him that gold required to find the big shard, and they've got some pretty decent ways to be able to burst heroes down.
Luckily, oh, is there gonna be a fight? No, luckily for they want to break the Abaddon ult.
Is under attack.
Zip in from afar. Alacrity onto the supports in the backline with the sharpshooter. We'll get rid of Ace 12, but now he's going to be in trouble. Boom Booey gets rid of the Nightmare. They'll get rid of the Phantom's Embrace as well, but Alacrity wants to stand his ground, but he's out of mana. Alacrity's out of mana. Ravage from afar with the threat of the Chrono. Oh no! The team fight is on point as NGX.SEA stand their ground in their jungle as Lilgun bite off a bit more than they can chew.
here is the thing and the problem with Sanctity having that bad of a lane. Usually at 14 minutes in, the Dragon Lance and the Deso wouldn't be that much to think about, but the thing is your lane doesn't go well and you're playing with the Nature's Prophet who's taking a lot of farm around the map. With them initiating that fight, you could see damage issues, you could see them throughout the entirety of it, and that means that the Faceless Void, he waited 5 seconds, he then TP'd to the tower, and he still got there in time to save his Storm. Of course, the Ravage helped as well as the Meteor Hammer, but if that Storm had died 5 seconds prior, let's say the TA was there, 1-2 hits, and you're gonna be fine. Still, Lilgun, we know that this is their timing. We know with the DD on the TA, they're gonna walk into the Roche. No Chrono, no Ravage. Should be a freebie, but it doesn't mean that Enigma Galaxy aren't gonna be fighting when they get their ultis back up, despite the enemies having the Aegis.
Roche had 4 meld stacks on him, so with this and the DD, his health is just evaporating. Poor Roshan, it's a tough life for him. There we go. Ages on TA. That is how we've spoken a lot about how NGX.SEA have to play this game in particular, where wherever your ultimates are available, you need to use them as soon as possible. Just get kills, get experience, control a little bit of the map, maybe get an objective off the back of that, and then go from there. And for Lilgun, whenever Dai's ultimates on cooldown, they need to utilize. This is a window of opportunity where they can get objectives, where they can get kills, where they can control the map. So it's a nice read for Lilgun. Now having the Ages, I don't know if they can get much out of it because their ultimates are going to be up shortly, so they have to convert really fast. They probably have about 30 seconds to get this tower.
They're gonna go towards the top lane. You want the enemies to TP there. If Enigma Galaxy go there and they don't have ultis, they don't have catch, it's not gonna be the best position for them. They're gonna have to smoke out of that region immediately if they want to get more farm. That's why we see Enigma Galaxy, they don't really care. They don't care that much. They're protecting their jungle, means that Mizu can go towards there quite easily, and they should have enough to defend it long enough for those ultis to come back up, especially with the glyph being ready.
DPs are starting to come through. They've got the trap on the backline, so it's going to give them the information as 11 jumps. But the instant shield, and now Mizu's going to look to turn it around. They're targeting the Templar Assassin with the Aegis, though. Can they even get rid of the first life Sanctity? Going to be protected for the moment. So TA makes it away, but 11 with the backline, he doesn't have anyone to follow the Sand King into the depths of NGX.SEA's territory. And there we go. A solid defense from Dai. They didn't have the Chrono, but it wasn't required. All they needed was a Ravage on Mizu to counter-initiate.
So now you just need to get away from here by Enigma Galaxy. You've defended the star once. We already thought, yeah, immediate smoke. You just get away from there. You go to where your lanes are outpushed. On the mid lane, there could be a kill because someone could poke their nose there, but I think they're going to be invading the enemy jungle. They have perfect vision as well. I don't know. Enigma Galaxy are just playing a beautiful game. They're spreading out the map exactly the way they should, and now they might not catch anyone, but with them missing on the map, it means that Lilgun will not be pushing in the lanes, so it gives you time for the Ravage to come back up, and especially for the Aegis to expire. We talked about it. What is the game plan for Enigma Galaxy? Delay. The TA timings are the things that you need to dodge, and with Sanctity only getting a Deso 18 minutes in, I think they're on a good path to get a victory in this one. It's still not over yet, though, because Lilgun, they're still on their timings, and they can continue the push once more.
They're going to go for it, so NGX.SEA will be forced back top. You've got the Aegis for another 2 minutes. You have the Chrono as well for the defense, but doesn't look like Dai are going to be in a position to keep this tier 2 tower alive, especially without the glyph. Maybe Mizu can get a deny. Would not be the case. They're actually TPing to the area. A nice pushback from Yokem, holds back 4-2-3, so Mizu can escape. This is a very interesting build for Mizu as well. He went the hood into Hellbird next, so really just looking to tank up as much as possible and mitigate a lot of the damage from the Sand King and the Templar Assassin.
Yeah, you're playing against two right-clicking cores that are ranged heroes. 5 seconds disarm on any of them will hurt them quite a lot. And Enigma Galaxy, I'm just so impressed by them. Their item choices, their ideas of when and how to fight. Now the conscious decision to leave the top tower, but actually have some heroes there so that the enemies can't force you to TP back if they poke the high ground. All of it is just perfect.
11 got him! No way, 11 got him! Oh my lord, Storm didn't zip on the high ground. It didn't even matter. 11, he thought he was up there in his path of the Burrow Strike, caught him out. Oh, that was beautiful from 11.
This is the timing now for Lilgun. So there are ultis on the side of Nigma Galaxy, but the thing is they don't have the storm. Using this now, you can push in all of the lanes and then just converge to a tower, make sure that Nigma Galaxy are there with all of their heroes, and then force them to smoke, wait them on your vision. I think that is the play right now, but they're not pushing in the lanes. Okay, they are.
Oh, they might go. They might burst the Templar Assassin. Refraction the last second. Sanctity's gonna be okay.
Still has the Aegis.
Gonna be cautious though. Aegis for another 30 seconds. They can set up for the second round. Oh no, but you can't have these two heroes leashed together. They did with the Phantom's Embrace. Now setting up. Chrono's dropped onto 2. That's all they needed though. TA along with Grimshaw caught out. Bow to your lord as In Your Dream finds the unstoppable streak. And they will stop Lilgun in their tracks of trying to take their second tier 2 tower.
Oh man, Lilgun, they could have played that one so much better. They sent 4-2-3 to the top lane, and the only thing they needed to do is poke in the mid lane, make sure that all of the heroes are there, and the Treants would have taken that tower. He has the greater Treants as well, but they decided to dive. They decided to go in like, we have the Aegis, we are stronger. Without the Nature's Prophet there, not like he would have made much of a difference, but this could have tactically gone so much better for them. And I think as every second passes, the Nigma Galaxy are getting more and more comfortable in this game. In Your Dream, he hasn't queued up the Skadi just yet, but I think that's gonna be his next item, and once he gets it, I don't see these ranged heroes doing anything to him, but the smoke, it might just kill him.
What they're seeing. Their vision is In Your Dream. Oh no, nice reactions. Time Walk out to safety. They're still gonna take the fight, but they're converging down bottom.
Arm going in.
Along Zip from Alacrity is gonna target Ace with the sharpshooter from downtown. Puts one in the bin, and now Kishka, he will just TP out. I think 11's gonna be okay as well, but that's so important. Reading, they are not converting on this window of opportunity. With the ultimates on cooldown, they weren't able to get these pickoffs that they were requiring.
Yeah, it was just a awkward position that In Your Dream was in. The Sand King, his smoke broke, he blinked in, but he didn't see him for a second. And when he blinked in, the Faceless Void got the damage out from the Inkswell. He knew that they were on him. Even without the BKB, he managed to jump out. So that could have been a nice clean kill if the stun had connected with the Inkswell follow-up, but just a little bit of unfortunate events there from Lilgun. So Nigma Galaxy again coming out on top of that engagement, and this game is becoming more and more scary for Lilgun.
Sanctity.
Storm.
He's in trouble. What can they do to protect him? Still without a BKB on the Templar Assassin. The Sanctity's farming too aggressive. The Observer Ward on the cliff, scouting out his farming patterns. And NGX.SEA, they bring all 5 heroes to shut him down.
Yep. I am very much afraid for Lilgun. The way I see them winning this game now is split push. Split push and catch. The thing is, that was the plan of their lineup all along, but they got a little bit too eager with the Aegis. So losing that big timing right now, they're probably gonna be losing the next Roche as well if Nigma Galaxy want to save their spells for that one, and that is when the TA lineup really starts suffering. So I'm looking towards 4-2-3 to play a perfect game that he doesn't get caught. The problem is you're playing against a Storm that's one of the best heroes to catch people that are split pushing, so it makes even that part of Lilgun's play very, very hard to execute. I'm very much afraid for them right now. All of their timings have been delayed perfectly by Nigma Galaxy.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Do you feel like Lilgun are just looking towards that second Roshan and maybe that's the window back in for them?
Yeah, but to do it, you need the split push, you need to control the lanes. Okay. So I'm still looking towards the Storm to cancel it out. The way that you stop the Roche is not you go into it. That's the obvious answer because you have so many ultis. So a fight around the Roche pit, you're most likely going to win if you're Nigma Galaxy. But the way I'm looking at the Nigma Galaxy preventing the Roche going for Lilgun is by Alacrity just catching people off guard. And I think that's exactly what he wants to do. He has the BKB. He can actually go in on his own and kill a hero and actually get out with forcing out TPs of the enemies.
See Radiant, they're going to look to smoke. They want to pick off and then lead this into Roche. Of course, they have confirmation of the second Roche spawning. Dire, I don't believe they've scouted it just yet. In fact, Yokem, there we go. Now they have the information of Roche on up.
Lilgun are playing this smartly. I wouldn't want them to go for a kill into Roche. I want them to get a kill and start the ball rolling. Then if you get 2 or 3, then you walk into
There's
Roche.
the ball rolling. A jump into the Hoodwink. Instantly, Alacrity's going to target the backline as well, so a 1-for-1, but Dire, they're in the location to turn it around. 11 burrows to the high ground where NGX.SEA are currently waiting. The Sand King will not be able to escape, and with a 2-for-1, they might be able to move this into Roche. In fact, they do have some issues with the lane, so see in your dream. No, don't oh my lord, I think he pump faked it. 4-2-3, he might see the Sprout, but he's not going to chrono with no information of the location of the Nature's Prophet. So a lot of damage to the T2 tower, but importantly, no one has gotten Roche.
Tactically great thing from Lilgun. The problem is you're 3k gold behind with the lineup that you should be ahead. TA and the Nature's Prophet, arguably the two fastest farmers, not only in this game in particular, but in the entirety of Dota. And they're behind the Faceless Void by a huge margin. So you needed to be a lot more powerful right now. And the thing is that Hoodwink, having the Aghanim Scepter, it is one of the squishiest heroes in the game that you can't kill with a Sand King and a Grimstroke Inkswell. That is a problem. So tactically, they did everything great in that one. Split pushing with 4-2-3. I think he should never be a part of a fight, but look at Alacrity.
Onto the Grimstroke. An easy pick off. 9-1 and 6 is Alacrity in this game one. And yeah, they don't have traps because Boom Boo with the early gem just taking away all the vision that Lilgun can play with.
With Nigma Galaxy set up, with the lanes relatively pushed out, this is not a fight that Lilgun can take, especially not without the Grimstroke. You do not have lockdown for the Storm or the Faceless Void. So this is gone Roche, which means another timing away from the TA. The second Roche, we saw it in the previous game, how important it is for her. That is basically when you get enough of an advantage to win the game. So just split push Lilgun, that's what you gotta do right now.
Well, top tower is gonna go down in the end. Kishka being a nuisance, just orchiding Mizu so he couldn't anchor smash off the treants. And look at these graded treants just do way too much damage.
Yep, tier 3 is gone, and actually half of the range racks is gone as well. I'm liking the itemization from Lilgun. They are understanding how the game is going, so both of their cores are going for the Silver Edge, understanding that's one of the items that's going to help them deal with the Storm now with the new Null Talisman builds and such. You don't have the space to carry the dust, so it's not going to be easy for the Storm to catch them on his own, which means that Nature's Prophet and the TA are going to be pretty much safe from the Storm Spirit, allowing them to split push. I'm liking how Lilgun are adapting to the situation despite their lineup pretty much losing the timing that they should have hit perfectly.
Oh, they might look to blow up Mizu. It's not easy. They're going to drop a ward just to make sure no one's standing behind the Tide, but they'll jump in. Epicenter out, instant Kraken Shoal. They need a silence to prevent the Ravage. They'll do just that with the Phantom's Embrace. But Dire, they've showed up to the party. In your dream, Time walking to the backline, gets the Chrono onto 2, is going to target down the Templar. Assassin is in your dream. Has got way too much damage. The bonus attack speed inside the bubble, gets the double kill. As yes, Mizu was the sacrifice, but all they needed was just that one target in NGX.SEA. They pounced with everyone showing up bottom. A beautiful read from the lads on Dire.
Imagine if Lilgun just had a slight advantage there, they would kill the Tidehunter so much faster in time to get themselves out, and those TPs from Nigma Galaxy would be useless. But this is the reason why small things matter, why you can't just give away so many kills. Mainly the fight that happened in the top jungle, 4 heroes of yours dying when you got all of your items, the Orchid, the Blink on the Sand King, and you lose the fight that heavily. Nigma Galaxy, they're in such a dominant position right now, but it's still not gonna be an easy game. They don't have really strong push, so they cannot actually counteract pushing of the enemies by pushing themselves. They always need to deal with the lane. So whatever happens, I think we're in for a pretty long split pushy game here before Nigma Galaxy can finally find their opening to end the game. Unless, of course, they're gonna lose all of their heroes and Nigma Galaxy just goes straight up down mid lane.
But we spoke about before Lilgun and their itemization, just recognizing like this game is all on split push, and I feel like Dire, they're reading that as well. Like Mizu has Boots of Travel. You're probably going to look to see them start building into maybe some single target catch just to minimize this split pushing issue that there currently is, because Dire do lack catch. It's really only the Storm at the moment. So like you're seeing an Abaddon try and chase down a Coddle. Like this is never going to work out in your favor. So this is where now Dire have to make the read where their next set of items kind of need to be revolved around getting pickoffs.
Yeah, they definitely do. I'm looking towards the Hoodwink. She'll get a Blink Dagger, which is nice. And then I would like to see a Hex. So is it gonna be the Tidehunter with it? He's gonna go for an Aghanim Scepter, which is great to push out the waves, but it is not that great to go out on the map so much. You can push out from your base, but you can't really go out on the map. It's not gonna make you like ultra tanky or something along those lines. It's not gonna catch heroes. So I'm thinking Hoodwink will probably be going for Hex, but as I said, I think we're up for a long game unless Lilgun they get a little bit annoyed and try to end this one faster or get their lane of rags that they actually can't and just lose 5 of their heroes in a big fight. I think that for the next... I don't even think that the Roche fight is gonna be a 5-on-5. Lilgun should never give a 5 versus 5 against Enigma Galaxy in this game in particular.
Yeah, no, that's the thing that they're looking to play for. Just split up the map, try and force NGX.SEA to go to the opposite side where you have the numbers advantage and then go from there. You know, that could be...
Time is money.
You know, it's just a shot call from them. It's like, drop the wards down, drop the trap super aggressively, set up the split push, and then converge on a location where NGX.SEA are not ready for this big fight. Because like you're saying, you can't really take a 5-on-5. So it's an interesting item that we see at the moment. In Your Dream, he's gone for the Ag Scepter, so just further helping with some of their split push issues and wave clearing issues.
And catch issues as well, you know, you jump in someone, he gets bashed from that one. Oh, Storm, trying to find the Nature's Prophet, but Shadowblade helping, and I'm looking at Sanctity. He's gonna buy a Blink Dagger, but I'd rather he go for an Aghanim Scepter or the Silver Edge. I don't think the Blink is that great. Yes, it gives you some mobility, but it's mostly to position inside of fights and follow your Sand King. I don't think that's the way to go in particular. But what I do like when it comes to itemization from Lilgun, Kishka is going for a Hex. Bottom lane though.
You're okay. He might honestly solo kill 4-2-3. Pops a BKB and we'll be able to TP out. That was his 9-second BKB charge.
BKB's this game is for BKB TP out, so with 6 seconds you're gonna be quite happy if the Faceless Void isn't there to bash you and stop that from happening. I think Enigma Galaxy have had enough. They pushed out the bottom lane as far as they wanted, and they know that the enemies, at least some of them, are in the top lane. So in Your Dream, he wants to use the Chrono, he wants to fight.
Dream 24 moving forward. Gonna run into anyone at the moment. Nice read from Lilgun. They're gonna smoke themselves. It's a 2-on-4. Number is favoring Lilgun. In Your Dream, just want to drop the corner. They're gonna be cautious if they group up. Soulbind into the epi, but nice read. In Your Dream, protected for the BKB. Now turns, pummels onto the Templar Assassin, and now I don't know. Radiant can take this fight as Ravage landing onto all 3. They can turn to deal with 4-2-3, knowing the BKB's on cooldown. There's nothing the Nature's Prophet can do, as he will succumb to death as NGX.SEA finally are able to get a team fight.
The question is, why are they giving NGX.SEA a team fight? It just should never happen. Lilgun, even if they see their TA dying, their TA is not a hero that should be strong in this game. She's great at pushing out the waves. That's it. That's what you do. You push out the waves. You're not gonna kill any of these heroes. Every single Chrono, you're gonna die. Even if you man-fight the Void without the Chrono, you're gonna die as well. So I'm kind of baffled that Lilgun attempted to go for that one. It was probably, this game was whose nerves are gonna stop working first, you know? And Lilgun, it seemed like they're okay, we can't split push any longer, let's just fight. Our lineup is good at fighting early, but that was just not the timing that you go for. You need to catch heroes one by one, and Enigma Galaxy now, they push out all of the lanes, which means that Lilgun might get forced into fight again.
Alacrity, easy pick off. They don't really have to commit too heavily. Really just BKB is the only thing from them, and now, again, when they keep finding these kills, it gives them an opportunity just to deal with the lanes. It's less heroes that are split pushing the map. Now you can just push one lane out heavily and put Lilgun in a position where you have to defend.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Exactly what they did right now. I think you can easily poke the high ground just to make sure. Oh, or they don't want to. There's no reason to do it, I guess, before the Roche spawns. If you would lose a fight now, which is highly unlikely but possible, enemies get Rosh and they're kind of back in the game in some way. At least you're not going to be able to end it. Once you get the Aegis, if Lilgun make a mistake like that, you're not going to feel any pressure of going into the high ground. So Enigma Galaxy, they're like, okay, these guys can be annoying, but at some point you're bound to make a mistake, fight us, and then we'll use our chances. And look at the Faces Void. He has a butterfly. He can literally 1 versus 5 them. I don't see that Abaddon plus the Void lose against the full 5-man of Lilgun, which is something we saw in the previous fight.
Oh, Yorgam. Oh, he's going to find 4-2-3. Let's see if he can beat TPR this time. Yorgam is going to blink on top of him. In Your Dream. No, they just got him. Then he going to bash. It didn't even matter, though. In Your Dream has the damage. 2 swipes with the Malice is enough to get rid of Furion for 50 seconds. And that's the big split pushing here. And now 11, he's under the higher ground ward. So they might even get the Sand King if he's not fast enough. And then he is not. In Your Dream pounces in the tree line. Another pick off for the side of Dire.
Yep, this should be the beginning of the end. Enigma Galaxy, they definitely deserve a win in this game. They will buy back on the Sand King trying to play this one. I also like that In Your Dream decided not to bash the Nature's Prophet so that he cannot think, oh, if only
he just pulled back 11.
Me.
Oh no, and Alacrity just rips apart the supports. They're gonna leash them together, but it doesn't matter. 11's gone, 90 seconds. In Your Dreams in the middle. Not even thinking about the chrono, just wanting to kill Sanctity with the good old right clicks. How do you jump now? You don't have 11. That's your initiator. You're just hoping NGX.SEA make a mistake and dive the base.
Well, you look at 4-2-3. He doesn't care. I think that is the right call this time. And at this point in the game, I don't think it matters. But it is definitely the right call to get away there from the base. Oh, actually, they got the creeps down, so the Raxus will not fall. Okay.
Now they're all back on NGX.SEA. They dealt with bottom. They still have a Furion issue. We'll get the range racks at least top, but Dire, they're gonna more than truly even this out.
He didn't even get those, the backdoor protection kicked in just at the right time. Just at the right time.
Oh, in Your Dream again. Onto the Templar Assassin. BKP is gonna protect him for the moment, retreating to the safety of the tier 4 tower. Sanctity's okay, but you just see the position they're in. It's so awkward for Lilgun to have an advantage in the fights. It's Dire, they've got all the team fight, but 21,000 net worth lead, they don't even need to use their ultimates.
I like that Bumbu is putting the Wraith Pact Totem in front, like giving Lilgun a target. Like, this is something that you can kill, because our heroes you definitely cannot. So at least you can kill something and feel better about yourself. So this
Sanctity,
is a real opponent.
He's in trouble. Underneath the ward, he's going to try and blink. He's still farming. He's still farming. He's going to go for a TPR now, but Alacrity cancels the TP, and Vision wins games as NGX.SEA has just had full control of the map for the entirety of this game. We've seen the early gem pickup. We've seen the wards favoring them for such a long time. It's been so difficult for Lilgun to get out of the map and get anything out of this game one.
I actually like the Storms build. It's cool. I don't think it's a great build to go for in games, but you have the Revenant's Brooch and you have the Ethereal Blade. I was like, how is he attacking the Ethereal target? But then I remembered, yep, there's this new item that actually allows you to do so, and the Storm having that early Witch's Blade will allow him to do it. For those people that don't know, you can attack the targets that are in the Ethereal form with the Revenant's Brooch, so it's actually quite a nice item for the Storm in combination with the E-Blade, because you do so much damage with the overload. Either way, this game now is over. I don't think that the Lilgun can hope for anything. They can just go for a last fight because they want to be men and fight till the end.
Let's see if they can blow up Mizu. They have to break with the epicenter follow-up. Mizu, okay, he's going to instantly buy back and rejoin. Well, yeah, you kill him once. Can you kill him a second time? Meanwhile, Alacrity, the chaos is parading inside the base. The GGs are called, and NGX.SEA will take our game one.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, the Faces Void even using the Chrono there in the fountain to destroy everyone. Luckily for 4-3, he got away, but it's not about surviving in this game. It's about protecting your throne, which Lilgun, after 38 minutes, they couldn't do it. I have to say, Ares, I actually expected this game to go later. I expected Lilgun to be a bit more patient, to try to find something, but I can only assume that they felt, okay, guys, this split push, it's just gonna make the game long. and it's not gonna give us a win. Let's try to do something that might be not such a great move, a high risk one, but it might give us a win in the game. Obviously, that did not happen. Ever since that fight on top, the game was just over. Before that, you could argue that it was a good attempt to split push, but really, in the long run, in perspective, they didn't have a way to win this game unless Nigma Galaxy make a huge mistake.
In the end, NGX.SEA, they're able to stop the early game momentum that Lilgun were trying to build with this lineup, and then it got to the stage where they were just able to execute team fight after team fight, and it just felt like, again, we were really looking at Lilgun to get that ball rolling, but they weren't able to do so in game one. But the beautiful thing, there is always a second game, but Harry Freak, it's another game where we see the Templar Assassin on Radiant not win as well, so the stats continue on 0% win rate for him so far, but maybe they can turn it around in general, because Lilgun, they really need to start building up some map victories here in the Pro Series 11. We'll find out if they can do so after the break.